Hi, Timberwolves. It's Mrs. Williams from the Jackson High School Counseling Department. We wanted to check in with you and still provide the Running Start information that we weren't able to provide due to the school closure. We hope you're taking care of yourselves during this time, and we want you to know that though we are not here at school currently, we will be working remotely. So please reach out to your counselor if you have any questions that we can help with. It's just a little bit different layout just because we're going to be needing to utilize emails and Zoom to get you information right now, but we really hope that you're taking care of yourself during this time and want you to know that we miss seeing your smiling faces in the hallways, and we look forward to seeing everybody back here at school very soon. So let's start talking about Running Start. Running Start is hosted by our legislature, and it's a partnership between high schools and community colleges, and that allows 11th and 12th graders to take up to 15 college credits per quarter, and the tuition is paid for by the state. So you can actually do full-time, which is 15 college credits every quarter, or you can do a mix between Jackson and college classes, or utilizing our online high school classes as well. The legislature actually pays for the course tuition. You're going to pay for any other lab fees, books, transportation, parking permits, that kind of stuff along the way, but obviously you don't have to pay that big tuition chunk. This year, the layout looked like this, where if you have one class at Jackson High School, you can take a maximum credits of 15 credits at the college each quarter. If you're taking 3 classes at Jackson, you could take 10 credits at every quarter at the college. And so you can see that there's a nice little layout, so you can either do full-time or part-time in meeting whatever your needs are. Running Start students should be responsible and motivated. You have to be a junior or senior. They want mature and organized and focused students. Colleges, four-year universities have actually said that they really recommend it only if you can earn A or B grades, since it is impacting both your Jackson High School transcript and your college transcript as well. Obviously, college classes are going to be challenging. They're college level, and so the courses are going to be faster paced. You're not going to be at school all the time. Like here at Jackson, we're at school from 7:30 to 2 every day. At the college, you might be only going to the college 3 or 4 days a week. And so you are expected to do more studying outside of class to prepare for the coursework. You can attend any of the community colleges in Washington State. Most of our students kind of are a mix between Edmonds, Cascadia, and Everett. We do have some students who are at Bellevue College and Lake Washington as well. And so you need to just figure out which program kind of has some of the classes or extra courses that you are interested in taking as well. The funds will only cover 100 level coursework or above. And so you do have to pay attention to taking classes that also meet your Jackson High School requirements. And then some of you might be also taking some classes that help with career goals or your 2-year associate degree. And so here at Jackson, you'll have your Jackson counselor to connect with, and there's also a Running Start advisor to help plan for any transfer degree pieces that you need to get done as well. And those people are at the college. So the biggest difference between the two programs is that Jackson's on a semester system and the community colleges are on a quarter system. So we start at the beginning of September, and fall semester is going to end at the end of January. With our community colleges, they actually start mid-September, and their fall quarter will end just before winter break. And so their winter quarter actually starts at the beginning of January. So the timing is a little bit different. So you have to pay attention to that timing. Like if you're doing any sports during a certain season and you have to be back on Jackson's campus at a certain time, or if you're involved in a certain activity that's after school, you have to give yourself that transportation time to be able to get back and forth so that you can balance everything, just because they are on a different scheduling system than we are. At the college, it also looks a little bit different with the credits. Community college classes most of the classes are 5 credits. And if it's a 5-credit class, then it equals 1 credit here. If you're taking like a PE class that is a 2-credit class there, it would only be equal to 0.4 credit here at Jackson. So it's just a little bit different crediting system. When you're choosing your classes, you have the Running Start advisor at the college that can help you with the planning and what you need to do with registration and how to build your schedule. And then you're going to use your Jackson counselor to get general questions answered about how to meet your Jackson graduation requirements. The blue sheet that is on this slide, you'll see it is basically kind of our cheat sheet that shows what classes you should pick from to like get your US history credit done, or your government credit, or your English credit. So you can use this chart to figure out what at each of the colleges should you take to make sure you're getting those credits completed. When you're picking your college, you want to think about and just look at what programs they have offered. Maybe take a virtual tour. If you have an opportunity to walk around a campus, that's fantastic as well. Obviously, at this time, a lot of our campuses are closed, and so make sure you utilize the information that is provided on their web pages. I know Edmonds Community Colleges has had a nice little introduction video that's on their Running Start webpage as well. And so check out just some of the details, look at what classes they offer. They're going to offer the core classes, the main core classes across the board. But then you want to think about if you're looking at a certain program or degree for in the future, one community college might have that program, while another one might be focusing on a different program or different options that are available. The next thing is to apply to the community college. All the colleges have their own kind of system to apply. Applications usually open in March, and most of them have really specific deadlines laid out. Because of the unique situation that we're in right now, when I've been checking their websites, a lot of them are extending deadlines right now just due to the fact that their campuses are closed as well right now. Many of them are open remotely so that you can also connect with them via email or calling them. So make sure you just pay attention to their web pages and look for their information and what changes are happening. They're very helpful. So feel free to give them and stay in contact with them if you have questions about how to apply. Once you have looked at those, you'll notice that part of the eligibility process is showing that you are college ready. And many students will use their SBA scores or their PSAT scores to show that they are college eligible. A lot of our students use their transcript to show that they have a certain grade, they're meeting the grade criteria that's needed. If you don't meet any of the criteria that they use for placement, you can always go to the college and take the placement exam. So you will want to look at their web pages to see what their testing center times are like and when they're open for you to take those exams if that is a need. If you are needing a copy of your SBA or PSAT scores, Ms. Somar, our testing success coordinator, can help. You can actually just text her at the number that's listed on the screen. If you want to pause this video, you can do that so that you can write down that number and send her a text or give her a call, or you can email her and she can send you the scores as well. PSAT scores, you can just look at your College Board account to obtain those scores. Again, if you can't remember how to get into that account, then feel free to reach out to Ms. Soma and she can help you out. So fall quarter deadlines for next year, you want to look at their college websites. Most colleges require you to do an online or in-person orientation. I was looking at Cascadia's webpage recently and they said that their April orientations are canceled currently, and so I'm sure they will be figuring out either some online options or maybe rescheduling them in May. So just keep paying attention to their web pages. Know that there's a lot of flexibility right now due to the current situation, but it is your responsibility to access that information as you're going to get registered and figuring out those details. The Jackson requirements to submit for a Running Start student is you want to do your application online, submit your scores to make sure that they know you're college eligible. And then when you actually have your college ID number, then you'll want to bring that to your counselor. And you can either send that to your counselor electronic, you can let us know that you're all set. What we really need from you is we need that pink Running Start signature page. I'll talk about that a little bit further in just a minute. And then every quarter you're going to do the enrollment verification form. And so that lets the college know what classes you think you are going to enroll in for that quarter. And it lets them know how many credits you can actually take. So they know then if they have to charge you for any credits, any of the tuition, or if it's all being covered through Running Start. So it's kind of nice because you'll be able to meet with your Jackson counselor 3 times a year to talk through credits, to make sure you're on track and taking the classes you should take. So it's a really nice chance to make sure that you're tracking all of those pieces really easily. The pink signature form that's on our webpage right now, we're hoping to actually get this updated so that you can do it electronically. So just keep checking back on the Jackson High School Counseling Running Start page. You'll find all of the paperwork. So basically turn that in, it lets us know where you're planning on attending next year for your Running Start program. The green form that's on there basically is just a planning form for us. It helps us know what are you going to take at the college, what are you going to take at Jackson. Most students who are doing part-time Jackson, part-time at the college, like to take their Jackson classes in the morning. That way they can look for afternoon and evening classes at the college. Makes it just a little easier. That's not always the case, but do kind of think about what is the best layout for you when you're working through your schedule for next year with your counselor. Every college has their own online Running Start application, so just check out their websites. Like you can see here, they give a lot of details about what's currently happening for their offices during the school closure time. But know that there's a lot of helpful information, and they walk you right through the steps right on their webpage. For students who are taking both Jackson and community college classes, make sure you give yourself plenty of time to get back and forth between classes. You can't miss your Jackson classes so that you can get to your college classes and vice versa. So make sure you just give plenty of time to get to and from the campuses if you are taking classes on both sites. Each of the community colleges have a page that is dedicated to the class schedule. And so like this is Cascadia's, and you can see that spring 2020 is pulled up, and if you go into the subject area, it says English. And then if we were to click on search for classes, it would give a list of all of the English classes that they have offered there. So this is a really nice way to compare colleges, because if you are thinking about a certain course content that you want to cover, like with elective classes, some colleges may have them while others may have other courses. So make sure you check that out, and that might even help you in determining which school you want to go to. The blue turquoisey form that we have at Jackson that's also on our webpage, this is the one that helps you know kind of what classes you should take for what types of credits. So if we were to look under government here, we'll see that if you take political science 202 at any of the community colleges, that equals your government credit. And so this is just a nice go-to whenever you're trying to figure out what kind of classes you need to get done to meet your Jackson High School requirements. Seniors, don't forget you need to take a quantitative course as well. That's a math or a science class, and your Jackson counselor can help make sure that you're picking something that will meet that requirement. English-wise, all students, if you're a junior going into Running Start, English 101 is going to count as your junior English credit. If you're a senior going into Running Start for the first time, then English 102 is going to count, or 101 is going to count for your senior English. If you've already done 101, then you'd take the 102 class. History, you actually only need to take one class to meet your world history or your US history or your government credit. And so you'll see that with the US histories, there are 3 or 4 different options at a lot of the colleges. So you can see which one of the courses kind of fits your schedule the best. And so just know that you just have to take the one class though, the one quarter class to meet that requirement. The College and Career Readiness Seminar, each of the colleges has an option that's available. At Cascadia, all students have to take the College 101 class at some point, so you might even end up taking that your junior year if you're starting Running Start at Cascadia. A lot of seniors push this off until senior year. It doesn't really matter when the timing of it, but there are options that are on most of the college most of the college campuses. The Running Start enrollment verification form that we were talking about earlier that you'll complete each quarter with your Jackson counselor is actually online. We have a really nice electronic format that you can fill out and you can just send to us as your counselor, and then we can fill out our portion, and then we can actually scan it back to you. Currently, the colleges are actually taking scanned forms. Usually you'd want to send this form or actually bring this form into the Running Start office. But at this time, because of campuses being closed, most of them are accepting scanned forms. So just pay attention to what their rules are at the time. This is how they know if they are going to charge you or not. So you really want to make sure to get this to the college. Otherwise, they will send you a bill for the tuition at the end during the college quarter. So all of this information is on the counseling webpage as well. You can find all the links, all the handouts. It's just under the Running Start page. You can also watch this video again, or if you just want to look over the PowerPoint, you can do that as well. Remember that the courses that you're taking are going on both your Jackson and your college transcript. And so it's really important to be trying your best, because you're starting that college transcript, and we want you to do well with that. While at the college, you are also subject to their rules. And so and know that if you drop below a 2.0 GPA, you could be placed on academic probation. It's also important to pay attention to whatever university or college you're looking at going to after you graduate from high school, looking at how will those credits transfer, because not all universities and colleges accept community college credits. And so it's important to research that and kind of see how is that going to help you in the long run. This is one way to show rigorous coursework. And so know that it's a really nice option. And for a lot of our students who actually end up doing full-time Running Start both in junior and senior year, they end up graduating with their AA degree at the end of their high school career. So they're not only walking away with their high school diploma, but their 2-year community college degree, so that they can be starting at a university already in their junior year and starting into those major areas of study that they were looking to study after high school. Some neat things that Edmonds had on their website a little while back, just strengths about program, is that there's a lot of course options. It's a nice way to get an early start on your college career and kind of seeing what that's like. You're working with students of all ages, and the setting is just different because you're not in high school classes the same kind of span as what you do at Jackson. Obviously, the tuition is covered by the state, and then you can still participate in high school activities, but you can also do college activities as well. Some concerns you want to think about is, do you have the maturity level to be able to work independently and work with a lot of other age students? Do you have transportation? There might be some expenses. Does it conflict with any high school activities? And really just paying attention to the high school graduation requirements and knowing that the schedule is going to be a little different from Jackson's schedule. And so just knowing if you can work with that, that's important to pay attention to. The general application times, fall quarter currently now goes really, a lot of the application times are going to be through June just due to the current school closure. It's usually through March, April, and May. But what I'm seeing currently is that a lot of them are extending it through June currently. So it is your responsibility to check with each college to see what the deadlines are, and those could be changing just due to the current state of things. But make sure you keep checking back on both our Jackson website as well as the college sites. Remember your Jackson counselor, though we may not be in our offices to be able to just drop in and talk to right now, we are available to help you out remotely. So please email us, reach out, look through everything first to kind of get your questions situated, and look at the college web pages as well. And then as you have other questions, please reach out to us. Know that we are thinking about you and missing you here at Jackson, and look forward to you coming back to campus very soon. Please keep taking care of yourself, and go Timberwolves. We'll see you soon. Thanks for joining.